So Barack Obama gave a speech. He took some executive action. He took some executive action on guns. He's going to have some background checks, close some loopholes here. And here's him giving that speech.
Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago every day.
So that's the president tearing up. And let's go to Fox News, who covered this. Let's see. What I love is that they call him a wimp, right? This guy, he's too wimpy. He gives too wimpy, but at the same time, he's a dictator who's taking away our guns.
Yeah,
this guy, he thinks,
exactly.
Yeah, this guy, he's right. So here we go.
Well, many of us cried big tears the day that Sandy Hook happened. There have been so many times that we've had our hearts broken. But as we come back out to the couch, it was interesting to see the reactions among some of you when the president teared up. Why was that, Andrea?
Well, because if he really cared about an issue, especially like Chicago in his hometown, and it was plausible, he would be doing something very different than he's doing, and he would have spoken out a long time ago. I mean, this is how many years? Almost 8 years. He's almost at the end of his term.
Yeah, I mean, if Barack Obama really cared, first of all, when we cried, it was real. So that's what she said. You know, we all cry. We all have a lot of tears. But when Barack Obama does it, I think he's full of it. We do it. It's for real. And she said if he really cared, it's almost the end of his term. Why didn't he talk about this before? Is that what she's saying? Why didn't he bring this up? He could, if he really wanted to do something. Let's listen to what she said.
Term.
Yeah, so it's the end of his term. So here's Barack Obama.
We received news yesterday of an extraordinary tragedy. Been a tragic shooting.
So that's from 2009. Here's the next time he's talked about it. She acts like he's just started talking about it today, right?
Yeah.
He's been talking about literally. That's from November 2009.
It's like she's saying, like, he's late to the crying party.
He's late.
We've all been crying this whole time.
Yes.
What's he doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hood Army base. It is a tragedy for Arizona.
This is 2011.
And a tragedy for our entire country. At least
This is 2012.
12 people were killed when a gunman opened fire in a movie theater. But there
Okay, this is also from 2012, December.
are families in Connecticut who cannot do that tonight. We are confronting
This is September
yet
2013.
another mass shooting. Part of what makes this so painful is that we've been here before. This tragedy tears a wound still raw from 5 years ago. We're the only developed country on earth where this happens.
This is from 2014.
And it happens now once a week.
So I've just Andrea Tantaros. He's actually been talking about this since pretty much day one.
You know,
he's been talking about gun violence.
I think Andrea really meant he hasn't been talking about it long ago.
Yeah, long ago. I don't know what. So there's more.
And you haven't heard him go to Chicago and really speak out about this issue, and he is uniquely poised to do so.
You haven't heard him You haven't. You haven't heard him talk about Chicago and talk about this issue, have you? Let's see.
We may not be able to save every child
Oh, this is from February 2013.
from gun violence, but if we save a few, that starts changing the atmosphere in our communities.
That's him talking about in Chicago, talking about the gun violence in
Oh,
Chicago.
really?
That would be him.
I heard he went to Chicago and spoke about it, but Rahm Emanuel covered it up.
To make our communities safer and to make our officers safer.
Here he is in Chicago.
We've got to make it harder for criminals to cause chaos by getting their hands on deadly firearms. Police officers see the toll that gun violence takes on our communities. Not just when there's a mass shooting, but every single day.
So there's Barack Obama not talking about
If
it.
you go to the south side of Chicago or the west side of Chicago,
Oh.
walk around neighborhoods that now have big problems with violent crime and homicide,
He's talking about Chicago? Are you kidding me?
and you talk to the folks who've lived there for a long
But
time.
she thought he was talking about Chicago, the band.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair to Andrea Tantaros, she gets her news from Fox News.
Oh,
so she
did-
does.
Well,
they're
most
not
of-
exactly on the Chicago beat.
Yeah. Like I understood that like Fox viewers are the most misinformed viewers, but now it's their hosts.
Right. Yeah.
They're
Yeah, that's a great point. It is really the hosts that are the most misinformed.
they are pretty misinformed. Let me see if I have.
But she's got a great figure.
Oh, that's insane. That whenever they
She
show
is
that
hot.
that wide shot of the
Woo-hoo.
legs and the boobs, it's just like
My
you're-
goodness.
As a male, your brain just melts. And,
Yeah.
And it's clearly it's. I know I'm not the first person to point that out, but that's just crazy.
Yeah, who needs
it's-
facts with that figure?
Also, if I'm not mistaken, she's really outside of the box in that she's a brunette on Fox News.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really mixing it up.
She's the Rosa Parks of Fox News hosts. She's really.